Our world is full of mysteries so twisted that they cannot be solved. Images of alien figures and mythical monsters raise questions about what we know as reality. Get ready to witness incidents so bizarre that no one can explain them. Number 1. A team of paranormal investigators, known as the Ghostbusters, received information about an abandoned building in which a skinwalker was rumored to live, a creature of legend known for its ability to change shape and its nature. Intrigued and armed with specialized equipment, the Ghostbusters arrived on the scene to investigate the reports. As they explored the dark building, the sounds of the night seemed to take on a life of their own, and soon their worst fears came true. Suddenly, from the shadows of the ceiling, the creature lunged toward them, moving with animalistic agility but with a presence that seemed to defy all natural logic. His eyes shone with a supernatural intensity, emitting a light that seemed to trap the researchers in his gaze. The skinwalker stood on top of the building as if challenging the Ghostbusters to face him, to challenge their limits and their beliefs about what is possible in this world. The encounter was so intense and surprising that the video captured of the scene ended abruptly, leaving everyone in suspense. Number 2. The resounding and persistent sounds coming from the ceiling began to disturb the residents, who decided to investigate what was causing such a commotion on the upper floor. Upon leaving, they encountered a disconcerting scene. A strange creature was sitting on top of the roof. At first, some thought it might be a cat, but quickly realized it was something much more unusual. No feline should be standing on its hind legs like that. When they reviewed the video in greater detail, even more disturbing features were revealed. The creature exhibited a disproportionately large head, a skeletal body, and movements that defied any natural explanation. For many observers, the images evoked the figure of an alien, with its distinctive features and posture seeming to indicate a gradual takeover of the human environment. This sighting not only perplexed witnesses, but also sowed seeds of concern about the real possibility of an alien invasion. Speculation spread quickly, fueled by uncertainty and fascination with the unknown. Number 3. After an exhausting day, a man decided to take a night walk to clear his mind. The initial tranquility was soon clouded by an unsettling sensation, as if invisible eyes were stalking him from the bushes. Intrigued and somewhat nervous, he stopped to examine his surroundings, but found nothing out of the ordinary. However, as he continued along the path, that concern intensified. Suddenly, the darkness was interrupted by the presence of a pale, ghostly figure. A white-skinned creature emerged silently from the side of the path. His long, unnaturally curved body defied any rational explanation. The man was paralyzed with fear, his muscles tense, and his mind struggling to process what he saw. What was this entity that moved with such grace and malevolence? In an instant of pure terror, he reacted instinctively and began to run, his heart racing. The scene of that terrifying encounter was deeply etched in his memory, haunting him like a shadow for the rest of his days. Every noise in the night, every fleeting shadow, reminded him of that moment of horror that he had experienced on the path. The experience left him marked, with the certainty that he had found something beyond the comprehensible, something that defied the boundaries between reality and the inexplicable. Number 4. In 1959, a group of 10 students and an instructor from a Russian university embarked on a skiing and mountaineering trip in a very cold area called the Dyatlov Pass. A student with joint pain withdrew from the group, which continued its journey but never returned. They found their tent partially buried in the snow, cut from the inside. Then they found the bodies of the group in strange conditions, some without clothes and others injured. Initially, it was said that they died of an unknown cause, but this made no sense. Over time, many theories emerged, such as secret military tests or attacks by Yetis. Recently, Russian authorities said it was an avalanche, but this didn't add up well. Swiss scientists investigated and focused on the period between the camp's preparation and the alleged avalanche. Lead scientist Alexander Puzrin continues to investigate this mystery, but there are also other unsolved historical mysteries. Number 5. Hook Island, an island off the coast of Australia, is a peaceful national park known primarily for coral reef diving, but it was not always known for its beauty. In 1964, a French photographer named Robert Le Serrex spotted a giant creature near Stonehaven Bay on an island. At first he thought it was about 30 feet long, but then it looked even larger, possibly more than 90 feet long. Le Serrex described what the creature looked like in detail. Although some experts thought it could be a large eel, this idea was discarded due to its size and location. There were questions about Le Serrex's intentions and some controversy over the photos he took. Like the Loch Ness Monster, the mystery of the Hook Island sea monster continues to be debated in the cryptozoology community due to some strong evidence supporting its existence. Number 6. The Time Traveler photo was taken in 1941 in Goldbridge, British Columbia, during the reopening of the South Fork Bridge. Some people on the internet believe that the man in the photo is a time traveler because of his modern clothing, sunglasses, and small camera. However, his clothes have logical explanations. Sunglasses had existed since the 1920s, his shirt resembled that of the sports teams of the time, and his small camera had already been manufactured since 1938. The phenomenon of the traveler in the time has been a popular topic on the internet and has been discussed at conferences in 2011. Number 7. Meet Nyangani Mountain in Zimbabwe, also known as the Devouring Mountain. Just his nickname suggests something strange going on here. The mountain has gained its reputation because numerous people have gone missing while attempting to climb it. The sacred mountain of Nyangani is surrounded by local legends and intriguing beliefs. According to locals, it not only houses the spirits of their ancestors, but also malevolent demons who play tricks on climbers. Some believe that the mountain's reputation is due to its unpredictable climate, but this does not explain the mysterious disappearance of people without a trace. Hikers have reported strange symptoms such as nausea and disorientation, and locals have compiled precautions to follow, such as avoiding certain actions and objects believed to be tricks of the spirits. Number 8. In 1959, Colonel Remy van Leert of the Belgian Air Force had a strange encounter while flying over the forests of the Belgian Congo. He saw a colossal snake almost 15 meters long with a triangular head and green and brown scales on top and a white belly. The snake raised its head about 3 meters high, as if warning of a possible attack. The colonel, astonished, decided to quickly return to the base to avoid danger. Fortunately, the colonel did not miss the opportunity to document this extraordinary encounter. He used an onboard camera to capture images of the gigantic snake, securing proof of its existence. The true origin of this snake remains a mystery. Researchers believe it could be an extremely large African rock python, a previously unknown species, or even a descendant of the ancient Eocene gigantophyid snake. If Colonel Van Leert's estimate is correct, this massive Congo snake surpasses all known records, showing the incredible biodiversity and hidden wonders of the Congo rainforests. Number 9. The Vibranium Stone. Locals in Manono, Congo, discovered strange-looking stones with an intriguing quality. They possess an electrical charge. People began to record and share videos about this surprising discovery, which went viral on the internet. When they rubbed the stones together, they produced powerful sparks, like in a welding process. In one of the videos, someone manages to light a light bulb with one of these unusual stones. All of these stones have something in common. They are dark, almost black, with a shiny surface and are probably made of an unknown mineral. Some comic book fans think they are related to Marvel Comics' vibranium, famous for being used in Captain America's shield and Black Panther and Falcon suits. However, scientists believe the videos are fake, as stones normally cannot release the electrons needed to store and generate charge. Number 10. In this story we will relive how the Australian pilot Frederick Valentik disappeared without a trace under suspicious circumstances. On October 21, 1978, Frederick was part of a training flight. During the flight, Frederick radioed Melbourne Air Traffic Control to inform them that he was accompanied by an aircraft flying about 1,000 feet above him, and that it was also having engine trouble. Air Traffic Control responded that there were no aircraft with him, at least none that they could detect. Frederick radioed back to the control room explaining that he was in fact being followed and that he could see a large aircraft above him with 4 bright landing lights. He explained that his first idea was that another pilot was playing a prank on him, but a training flight was a terrible time to prank any pilot. Furthermore, he reported that the mysterious aircraft was orbiting him and had a green light. When Air Traffic Control tried to get more details by asking what type of aircraft it was, Frederick responded that it wasn't exactly an aircraft, and as soon as he said those words, the transmission cut off with a metallic scraping sound and poof. All contact with the control tower and Frederick's aircraft was lost. Meticulous sea and air searches were conducted to find Frederick and his missing plane, for not only was the transmission lost, but he was never seen or heard from again. All measures taken to find the lone pilot proved fruitless. To this day, no one knows where pilot Frederick is or could be. Numerous theories have been put forward to disassociate Frederick's disappearance from UFOs, but all were sufficiently debunked because they had no physical evidence to support them. Frederick's disappearance was widely attributed to a UFO, not only because he disappeared without a trace, but because there were many other reports of UFO sightings that night in the same region where he disappeared with his plane. This, of course, leaves more questions than answers, but we all love a good mystery. Number 11. The Westall incident occurred in 1966 and is reported to be the largest mass UFO sighting ever recorded. This incident occurred when approximately 300 students and some staff at a school in Melbourne witnessed multiple UFOs flying silently through the air before landing in a nearby field. Although there has been much speculation about this incident over the years, there is one testimony that stands out among the many eyewitness accounts. The testimony was from a science teacher at the school. He was alerted to the UFO event by a hysterical student and ran outside to see what all the commotion was about, and everything changed in that moment. Andrew, the science teacher, was skeptical and considered UFO sightings to be mere hoaxes, but when he saw what he described as a car-sized object with a metal bar sticking out of the air, he experienced a rapid change of mind. Andrew explained that he witnessed the most amazing flying object he had ever seen. He explained that every time he tried to approach the object, it would accelerate slowly and then accelerate rapidly before moving away from them. This occurred for about 20 minutes before the aircraft completely disappeared from view. The principal tried to prevent anyone from talking about the incident, even going so far as to threaten severe punishments. But you surely don't expect kids who had the privilege of seeing an alien spaceship to keep quiet about it. Number 12. On our exciting journey into the unknown, we stop in Levelland, Texas, where a strange event occurred in 1957. This exciting event, which even inspired a scene in the famous movie, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, left the city in shock. Imagine ordinary people going about their daily chores when suddenly they came across a spectacle beyond their imagination. Reports came in from all over Levelland, with dozens of witnesses describing rockets streaking through the sky, mysterious lights dancing in the darkness, and unidentified objects defying conventional explanation. But this is where the intrigue intensifies. These otherworldly phenomena seem to wreak havoc on their vehicles, causing their engines to malfunction and shut down, plunging them into an ominous darkness. The coincidence was highly unlikely. The authorities were quick at first to dismiss these accounts as mere jokes or exaggerated tales, refusing to take them seriously. However, as more witnesses came forward, even skeptics could not ignore the mounting evidence. Project Blue Book, a government investigation into UFO sightings, was called to shed light on the matter. Their verdict was that it was due to a thunderstorm and elusive fireballs, a seemingly reasonable explanation, except for one obvious fact: no storms, thunder, or rain were reported in the area that fateful night. Number 13. Today we put the amazing Belgium wave in the spotlight. At the end of November 1989, the peaceful citizens of Belgium were going about their daily business when they suddenly witness an event that defies explanation. Before their eyes appears a massive triangular UFO suspended in the sky, leaving them stunned and incredulous. Reports began to arrive in droves, narrating this impressive encounter. But here's the surprise: despite numerous witness testimonies, there was no physical evidence to support these claims. Skeptics doubted the existence of the UFO, dismissing it as mere imagination or exaggeration. However, fate had something extraordinary in store. Fast forward to March 1990 and a new wave of sightings emerges, this time with a notable twist. 2 military radar stations detect the presence of these mysterious objects, arousing the curiosity of the authorities, who send F-16 fighters to investigate the phenomenon. The plot thickens when the pilots are unable to see anything visually, relying solely on their radars to track elusive targets. Surprisingly, these UFOs exhibit unimaginable speed, leaving pilots in awe and struggling to keep up. The impact of this incident cannot be underestimated, as approximately 13,500 people witnessed this extraordinary event, making it one of the most widely experienced and documented UFO sightings in modern history. The Belgian Air Force, unable to provide a concrete explanation, recognized the undeniable presence of unknown activity and chose not to ignore the developing mystery. Number 14. It was November 7, 2006, a seemingly ordinary day at Chicago's bustling O'Hare International Airport. Flight 446 was preparing to take off for North Carolina when the unimaginable unfolded before the eyes of a United Airlines employee on the tarmac. In a fascinating spectacle, a dark gray metallic airship materialized out of thin air, hovering effortlessly over one of the doors. Imagine the astonishment that overwhelmed the witnesses. It wasn't just the lone employee who saw it. 11 other employees and a handful of non-employees were captivated by the presence of this extraordinary vessel. The time was 4:15 p.m., and the sky above O'Hare became a scene of the inexplicable. The mystery deepens when an unidentified object remains motionless, defying gravity for 5 minutes and then ascending vertically, leaving a hole in the clouds. Although witnessed by 15 witnesses, the radars do not detect anything. The Federal Aviation Administration dismisses it as a weather phenomenon, but numerous credible witnesses challenge this. The news spreads quickly, captivating worldwide attention. Despite the airport location, a rigorous investigation never occurred. The Chicago UFO enigma remains unsolved, full of unanswered questions.